Good evening. Welcome to CNN. My name is Azil Bimarajaza and this is tonight's report. Analysts at Bloomberg New Energy Finance have predicted that 20 years from now, more than half of new cars sold will be electric. We see a real possibility that global sales of conventional passenger cars have already passed their peak, said Colin McCrarer, head of advanced transport for BENF. Electric vehicles accounted for 5.6% of all new vehicles sold last year, according to Kelley Blue Book. That may not sound like a lot, but as recently as 2019, that figure was just 1.4%. Based on the experiences in other global markets, particularly in Norway, 5% market share seems to be an important tipping point for wider adoption, said BNNF researcher Corey Cantor. Virtually all of the major automakers are shifting to an all electric future, and that's as much about the bottom line as it is the environment. There's a good reason for that radical change. EVs are not only key to complying with tougher environmental regulations, but they are also far cheaper to manufacture. Electric vehicles come with several inherent cost advantages. With no internal combustion engine, they have far fewer moving parts and they require far less labor to assemble. Ford estimate that an EV will take care of 30% fewer hours of labor to assemble than a traditional gasoline powered car. And the propulsion system of EVs are much simpler to share across different models than the engines and transmission that power gasoline vehicles, further increasing efficiency and reducing cost. Though that could spell the end of many traditional auto jobs. And if gas guzzlers disappear from US car lots by 2035 and were replaced by zero emission vehicles, the nation would see 89,300 fewer premature deaths by 2050, according to a new report from the American Lung Association. For more towards the challenges and solution for electric vehicles, we'll heading over to my colleague Peter Valdez de Pena.
But for now, there are challenges slowing wider adoption of electric vehicles. For starters, they need more range, more places to charge, and just more variety. Today's electric offerings tend to fall on either end of a spectrum. On one hand, cheap hatchbacks that are still more expensive than their gasoline-powered equivalents. On the other hand, pricey luxury cars. That said, all of this will change over the next few years as automakers bring more electric cars to market.
Available as electric, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid.
The good news is that the mechanical simplicity of electric cars, they have a fraction of the moving parts in a gasoline car, makes designing and engineering new model variants relatively easy. Plus, companies like Volkswagen and General Motors are also backing rollouts of big fast-charging networks. With all this on the way, some analysts predict that within the next 20 years, EVs will make up the majority of cars sold.